The 2025 Miami Grand Prix preview. The liveries are out. The suits are out. The lids are sparkling.
Yes.
But will the Miami Grand Prix live up to the hype?
The Ferrari looks ridiculous in all that blue now. Whatever.
That, and will Mike stop correcting me on Max Verstappen's name? Here at...
Yeah, America F1. America F1. It's a golden run. America F1.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Prix. That's a racing... That's motorcycle racing.
MotoGP, baby.
What you know about motorcycle GP?
I know a little.
A little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of the races, not all of them.
Yeah.
I like watching them in the condensed version. But it's only they're only 20-lap races.
How come there's so much crashes lately in MotoGP?
Because they're like going as fast as they can go.
It's literally, I've noticed, and we're totally segueing, but I noticed in MotoGP there's 50% more crashes now than there were years before.
I don't think so. It's basically the same. They're so close to the edge of, you make the minorest of mistakes. And look at Marquez. He spun in a corner he should have never spun in. It was like a regular high-speed corner, and he went into it cooked it just a little too much. And slid off the track. He got back up, and I don't know if he gets points for what place he came in. I don't think so, but he got up and finished the race. So he started the season off smoking, but this weekend he qualified on the pole. He led the sprint race. He won the sprint race, and then he boo. And his brother won his first MotoGP race after 5 or 6 years in MotoGP.
I'm actually going to watch that race later because I want to see.
This is a pretty good
race, actually. Now, Mike, when you're talking about Miami, the betting is Oscar's going to win. Here's the betting line. And we never talk about the betting line.
People bet on Formula One.
People bet on Formula One.
What on earth would you do that for?
No, you can go on the app and you can actually bet on Formula One.
Thanks, no. I'll bet $1 on science. There you go.
So, yeah, you're not winning that one.
You don't know, though. That's the thing.
It's Oscar, Lando, and Max. Do you agree with the betting line?
It really depends on the Red Bull. That car is weird this year. It does good at one track, and then it's like,
I don't think it's going to be good
in
here.
Bahrain, it was like such a dog that day. It was just miserable to watch Max in the car because he's getting through the center of the corner. You can see it on TV. How much faster the McLarens were going through this when you go through the center of the corner and you get back to the gas. They were like doing it like about 10 feet before Max could do it, and that's just slow. I mean, Sherman knows a little bit about going through a corner, but he also knows how to spin out through a corner. So but he was looking for the limit. He found it.
Do you agree that it's Oscar's race to lose?
No.
No, I wouldn't agree with that either. I think Lando's going to have a good comeback. This is where he won his first race last year.
I don't care about where he won last year because the cars are different this year. It's not applicable. But sometimes drivers do better at other tracks than...
Say applicable three times in a row.
What?
Say applicable 3 times in a row. Applicable 3 times
Applicable.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey! Did I use a big monosyllable word and scared Sherman?
The sun shines on a donkey's ass at least once a day. All right, so let's get right into George Russell's controversy this week.
What did you do this week? I was reading something about it.
He said that if he was Valtteri Bottas, he would have won 2 championships.
No, Valtteri Bottas was number 2 driver. It was in his contract. He was there to block for Lewis that whole time. He was the perfect number. Him and Rubens Barrichello are the 2 greatest number 2 drivers ever in the history of the world. They never won races before they got to those teams. Then they won races, and they got to sprinkle a race in here, a race there. And Bottas had the greatest start ever at, I think it was the 2016 or 2017 Red Bull Ring in Austria, which you've been to, where Vettel was behind him, and Vettel's like, he jumped the start, and they looked at that.
And he did not.
It was like perfect.
Yes! I can't believe you remember that race.
Oh, yeah. He drove a great race that day.
Not only did he drive a great race, but that was probably one of the best starts in the history of Formula One, because dudes were like, no, he jumped the start. No, he jumped the start. No, he jumped the start.
The rumors on the internet are why Vettel's not in Formula One is his kids don't want him to drive.
I already told you that. Stop bringing up Vettel. No, also...
He's the best free driving right now.
Stop. So he said that if he would have started instead of being at Williams, if he would have started off at Mercedes, he would have had 2 championships. So that goes back.
He would have had to beat Lewis.
In that era,
I don't think so.
He's not. Do you rate him even better?
Oh yeah, he's up there with Leclerc and Lando and now Piastri.
But is he better than Nico Rosberg? No way. How would you
I think he's on par with all those guys because
Nico Rosberg.
Nico Rosberg was a good driver, but so is George. George is a good driver. He's
better than Nico Rosberg.
I'm not going to say he's better, but he's on par. If they were on the same.
Think so?
If they were on the same team, I don't know if they would have had the rivalry in 2016 where they didn't even talk to each other. Yeah. They lived in the same building in Monaco, and I wonder if they ever ran into each other in the garage.
They had to. They had to run into each other like in the hallway. They had to run into each other like in the lobby, or
I don't know because it's one of those apartment buildings where there's just a garage. You take an elevator. I think each floor has its own
elevator.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's funny that they lived in the same building and they had that super toxic relationship that year. And even what's his name said about it, they didn't even talk to each other.
That was the only way Nico Rosberg was going to win a championship.
He
totally put his life on hold. He barely saw his kids. He barely saw his wife. He put 100% into that championship, and still he wouldn't have won it if Lewis' engine didn't crash out.
Oh yeah, in Malaysia, that's right.
When he was leading the race, if he's still doing all that, and to think that George Russell, I mean, I love the spunk and I love the chutzpah of the kid, but to think he could be prime, this is prime Lewis Hamilton, he's in a different delusional mindset.
Yeah, I saw your little thing the other day about Lewis Hamilton's washed. No. He's not washed. He's just the car. It's Ferrari, and when he went there, I'm like, 2 things are going to happen.
Okay.
About 90%, he's not going to win a championship there, and they're going to do what happened to Alonso and Vettel, where he'll either quit or they'll fire him. That's what's going to happen.
You think so? You think
he's got a 3-year contract? I think. I don't think
I think he has a 2-and-1.
Oh, with a 1-year option.
Yeah, 1-year option.
But he might quit at the end of the year. It's very easy for him to quit. I mean, it'd be very easy for him to quit Ferrari and maybe land at Aston Martin.
Dude,
who knows?
He's making $450 million from this contract. No way he quits. No way.
No, I didn't say he's going to quit. They might do a trade and he goes to Aston Martin next year. That would be. And I'm just starting a rumor. I don't think it's. I don't think that's on the table.
You're
but
hilarious
looking at Lewis in the last race when he was looked like he was a lost puppy dog and didn't know where to go, and he barely talked to the press.
But he said instead of these last 2 weeks, instead of going and partying in Miami early, he went to Maranello and hung out in the simulator.
He never does that.
And he never does.
He hates the simulator. He doesn't think it's applicable. He just doesn't like doing it. They hire other people to do that. Why would you sit in a simulator everyone says the simulators right now are so good. They're exactly like the tracks, except for the G-forces and the sensation of speed, which after 80 laps in a Formula One car, even the kids are going to be toast. Yeah. I mean, you see him at the end of the race. I mean, Schumacher was the first guy to get out of a Formula One car on a hot day, and he barely had perspiration because he was so fit and ready to go. And these kids all basically have to do the same thing, except for that kid. What was the last American in Formula One? What's his name?
Oh, Logan Sargent.
Yeah, he didn't do any of that crap. Remember in the one race where he threw up in the car and they had to stop. He had to stop the car because he wasn't physically. He couldn't handle it. Because he wasn't ready. He didn't do the things he needed to do.
I don't think Hamilton's washed, and I had a little thing about that. And you could go see it.
I don't think he's washed, but
he's not even close to being washed because he won a sprint race in China.
Yeah.
He was on pole in in that sprint race. So he made the qualifying, he made the pole, and he won the race, and he won the race very convincingly.
Okay,
that shows you that he's still, if the car is right.
Yeah, but that was at a high speed track though.
I don't care.
No, you don't understand about these cars. I think the Ferrari has the most oomph in their engine right now. I think that's why he pulled it off. So when they go to Monza, the Ferrari should be on song.
When
you're going to be there,
I'm going to be there.
I'll be at the Amsterdam Dutch Grand Prix the week before.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
Yeah,
because we're going together.
We're going together. Sherman's got to get his airline ticket. He hasn't got his airline ticket yet. No idea why. All he has to do is go do bye. Anyways,
I can do that.
I know you should get on that. I told you what day and what the flight is, and
I'll get to it.
Okay, get to it then. I hope you don't do it like the last week before you go and pay.
So Max misses Media Day because he's having a baby on the day of Media Day.
Sure he is.
And that's such a Max Verstappen baby thing to do.
Verstappen.
I said that.
You said Verstappen.
I said Verstappen.
He said Verstappen once.
Verstappen.
Wow.
Verstappen.
You said
Verstappen. I can make a song out of it.
No.
Max Verstappen.
Okay, let's move on. What's the next hit thing on the hit parade?
I'm talking about his baby. So he's missing
Media Day. So what?
He hates Media Day. Anyway.
Nobody likes Media Days. These guys hate this. They have to. These drivers work so much. They have to go to Media Days, which was a complete waste of time. Then they have to go to the sponsors events all the time.
Right.
Then they have to go, especially the Ferrari guys. They have a bunch of stuff in the wintertime. Like they got to go to the ski thing. They got to do this. They got to do that. There's a soccer game they have to go to.
Yeah.
Where they have the celebrity soccer game every year, which is a charitable event, and it's just like. You just must be sitting there like, God damn, no wonder why Rosberg quit so early. He's like, I don't want to do this crap anymore.
And they got to wear their little uniforms.
Yeah, ask all the NASCAR guys. During the pandemic, when they'd show up at the racetrack, there was no media. They couldn't go around anybody. All they had to do was get in the car, drive, and then go home.
They loved it.
Oh, God.
They loved it. They loved every minute of that.
Oh, God. Because 90% of their job has nothing to do with driving a race car.
Well, 90% of your job is to constantly have water and coffee at the same time.
That's my thing.
It's a weird thing. So the liveries. Let's talk about those damn liveries because you love them.
I like the Toro Rosso. The Racing Bull, is that what they call it? Or the Visa Cash App?
Visa Cash App.
The Visa car, or the Cash App car.
They are quickly becoming
the Toro,
one of my favorite teams.
AlphaTauri.
I love the white livery.
The white livery's dope.
And now I love this pink thing.
Of course.
Which is kind of like Alpine, right?
It's a Miami color. So,
but it's like Alpine, the pink.
Yeah,
Alpine.
well, the pink is because of the water company that sponsors that. And when the Racing Point was in pink for the first time, and it came out, and it was a total copy of the Mercedes. And it was like when that thing, they called it the pink Mercedes, remember? And it like came out, it was like, what the hell? They painted the whole car in pink.
And so Racing Bulls is becoming my favorite team. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a good one for you. And tell me what you think of this. No one's saying it. Only me. Only me. Only on America F1 are you going to hear this.
Okay, spit it out.
So we know that Sergio Checo Perez is coming to Cadillac next year.
No. I read something today.
It's been confirmed. I don't want to hear your
I
nonsense.
Just read something.
It's been confirmed. Everyone knows it except you. Okay, so he's coming. The contract's already signed. And they signed 3 more years for Mexico. They're not going to sign 3 more years to that goofy track without him.
He's bringing the Telemex money, and I think they gave him more money to get him back into Formula 1.
All right, so he's coming back. Now, since we know he's coming back, and we know Liam Lawson is Liam Lost, that's what I'm going to start calling him. Instead of calling him Liam Lawson.
Well, you should call him Liam Lost His Ride.
Yes.
Lawson.
But Liam Lost. So we know he's not that great.
He's not going to finish the season.
So since we know he's not going to finish the season.
What do you think they're going to
bring Checo back.
They're not going to do that.
But I'm just saying. Bring Checo back.
They didn't even offer him a seat at the tour.
I know. But bring him back to Racing Bulls.
All right.
And he can help mentor one of my favorite new drivers, Isaac Hadjar.
That kid doesn't need any help. He knows what to do.
But I'm just saying. And Sergio's going to bring some money back.
Of course.
He's going to be good in the car. That car is good. It's a great PR move. What do you think, Mike?
I think they're bringing him back because he's bringing the Telemex money.
But bring him back to Racing Bulls this year.
I hope they don't.
Back in the seat.
I hope they don't paint the Cadillac black. And they're going to. I know.
Cadillac.
They're going to paint it black.
You know who their sponsor is?
Who?
Kit Kat. It's going to be called Kit Kat Cadillac.
Yeah, is Kit Kat?
Make it up.
Is Kit Kat owned by Mars?
Candy bar, yeah.
No, but is it owned by the Mars company?
I don't know if it's owned by Mars or
I think it is. And then they were on the Denny Hamlin car. Not Denny Hamlin, but the Bush car for like 1,000 years. And before that, they were on Schrader's car and then somebody else's car.
So do you like Kit Kat Cadillac or do you like Cadillac Kit Kat?
Is it their main sponsor?
Yeah,
or is just
that's going to be the main sponsor.
The primary sponsor?
That's going to be the main primary sponsor.
Well, there you go. You heard it here last. I didn't hear Kit Kat was going to be there. I
know all these things because you don't pay attention to anything.
It doesn't matter.
And I always have to text you stuff to
they're going to have the worst car. They have what engine are they going to have in it?
So next year
they were supposed to have the Renault engine, which no longer exists.
Yeah, no exists. I think it's going to be Ferrari engine next year.
All right. Well, who do they have designing it?
How the hell do I know?
Well, yeah, that's the whole point.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know.
Okay. Suits. Mercedes didn't do a new livery, but they did new pink weird suits. It's like a pinkish
I didn't
blue.
see it.
Yeah, it's really ugly.
I saw the Ferrari one. It's okay. It's too. I wish it would have been just all white.
So I like the suits. I don't like the color of the car.
I don't like the blue. There's too much blue on there.
It's ugly. Red, white, and blue. It's
just too. It's just it. Well, they should have done the HP in yellow because that's more of a Ferrari color. But HP probably gave them. I think they're the primary sponsor on that car now.
Here's my.
They probably gave them $100 million a year or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Because HP's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they owned by IBM now, or do IBM? Well, how do they have
Packard's
IBM on? They have
company.
HP and they have IBM on the car. It makes no sense.
They're their own company.
All right.
But
I'm just wondering if they bought each one of them bought one. Are you sure?
Yeah.
How are you sure?
Because they're separate.
Sherman's going to put if it's for sure.
I know.
Okay. Well, if it's up there, okay. This is a dollar bet. This is a dollar.
$1?
A dollar. We're even right now.
We're even right now.
So I'm betting that Sherman doesn't know the answer to the question I just asked.
Hewlett Packard is its own company. It is not.
I said vice versa.
Or in any way affiliated with IBM.
But it's weird that they're both on the same car at the same time. IBM's on the rear wing.
Because they're a sponsor, Mike.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Verstappen.
We have a dollar bet. If I win, he owes me $1 and he has to put Mike is right here. I like the Mike is right segment we did last week.
I will not put Mike is right nowhere. I think I might. I think I'm right and I'm not Mike.
Okay, there you go.
So, did you see Lando's new lid, the helmet? It's sparkling.
No. Oh, is it?
It's like a spark. It looks like a disco ball.
Great. Okay, he does a new helmet every year at the Miami Grand Prix. I think he always does that.
It's so sparkling that it's going to help him win the race because it's going to blind everybody. When the lights hit his helmet, it's
Wait a minute, is the race going to be at night?
No, the race is in the daytime.
They should have that race at night. That might make it better.
I think
because they did the same thing in Bahrain the first couple of years there. They did it in the daytime and it was 5,000 degrees and it didn't really go over.
You finally said something I agree with.
Wow, this never happens.
What is going on with the world right now?
Well, another thing about Miami
is it should be a night race.
They should build a real track in Miami.
They should.
They attract everybody goes to that race because it's in Miami. It's sort of like the stupid race in Vegas, you know.
It's a great race in Vegas, though.
No, but they could build a real track there. That's the point I'm trying to make. Believe it or not, racing tracks don't cost that much money. It's not like a football stadium.
Okay. How much?
Well, okay, when they built the Chinese place in the 2000s.
Shanghai?
Yeah, Shanghai. It was $400 million then. It was a huge amount of money. But all the other tracks like India and stuff, I think were only a couple, 200 or 300 million because it's just asphalt.
How much was the newest track is what, Coda? So how much was that track?
I want to say it was $600 or $700 million, but that was like more than a decade ago.
Yeah,
now.
more than a decade ago.
So-
2012, I think, was the first.
And that track's pretty good. There's a couple hoopty corners on it, but
It's a good track. I like it.
yeah, it's just the back when the back straightaway and it goes into turn 12 and it goes into that Mickey Mouse Herman Tilke tiddly bits, as Adrian Newey was
Tiddly
saying.
bits.
But then it has a triple apex turn that goes into the last couple
Say
turns.
tiddly bits 3 times.
That's a
Say tiddly bits 3 times in a row.
tiddly bits, tiddly bits, tiddly bits.
Nah.
I took elocution lessons. You're not going to get me on this.
What did you just say? Who are you right now? I don't even know you right now.
Yeah, I know. I scare most people. I come off like a total buffoon jackass, but I'm actually a very accomplished human being. Tell them about my job. He was so freaked out when he came to my work, and he's like,
Can't believe it.
he walked in. It's like,
You
This is
have
a really
vocabulary.
this is a really nice job, and
I
and
can't
you're-
believe it right now.
And you're like professional, and you're not cussing all the time. What is this?
I don't even know you.
What
right
parallel
now.
universe are we
How have I
living in?
known you since junior high? I don't even know who you are right now. This must be. You know what this is? This is the body snatchers.
Oh,
Someone has taken over Mike Lawler's body.
Either that, I have multiple personalities like Sybil.
Somebody's put somebody else in this body. It's not the person that I know.
Okay,
Give me your predictions for Miami Preview. Who's going to win this race, Mike?
it's gonna be up to one of the teams. I think it'll be either the maybe the Ferrari might be good on this because they have that huge back straightaway, but they got so many tiddly bits on this track. I don't think the Ferrari does well on the slow corners. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, maybe it depends on what Max does in qualifying. That seems to be the thing this year.
Who is going to win the race? Will it be whoever qualifies first, or will it be somebody from the back?
Yeah, whoever qualifies first at that track. There's very little places to over. You can only have that back straightaway is the only place you can get somebody.
Okay.
And Lando got Max last year because Max ran his tires off.
So you're going with Lando?
No, I'm going to go with Piastri. I think Piastri's on a roll right now, and Lando's like, I mean, that last race he qualified 6th in and was.
I'm going to go with Lando, and because he's out at some Miami disco, DJing somewhere, and that's
the night before.
Yeah, and that's going to propel him
I
to
heard
win this race.
I heard something recently that these guys are actually literally partying before the races now, and I was like, what? I was like, because back in the Schumacher
They
era,
wouldn't do
no, that was like
They've fully taken on baseball and soccer.
because I've heard Max talk about how he loves a nice gin and tonic after dinner, and Lando goes all over the world. He's always at a party. And
Always.
He's DJing. Dear God, it's going to be a nightmare.
In Miami.
Yeah, I love it when people who try to step out of their professions into somebody else's profession, and it makes them look really bad because it's like Paris Hilton is a DJ too.
Yes,
And
and that
Kathy-
says everything you need to know.
Kathy Griffin said that she was at the concert and what she was doing with the turntables wasn't the music.
So she was lip syncing.
She was lip syncing as a DJ.
That's so Paris Hilton.
Okay,
Well,
what's next?
That's it, buddy. So that's our Miami Grand Prix previews. Stay tuned to our after.
Our Rookie of the Year predictions.
And we're gonna do every 4 or 5 races we'll do a rookie update. So look for our rookie update show, and then look for our Miami review or recap show after the Miami Grand Prix here
Where are we at?
where are we?
Yeah, America F1. America F1. It's a golden run. America F1.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Okay, we got 10
I've
minutes.
just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing